So for those of you that watch the skits, I figured I'd give you a little book update. I'm 90 pages in, 20,000 words in. My personal goal was 50,000 words, but it feels like it might go over that. Like for example, Brian had one chapter, but I didn't realize that he would need like two. Like there's something about his backstory that I really enjoy. I think to sum things up, I'm really feeling the book, if that makes sense. Like as I'm writing it, it's really connecting, and I think it'll connect with you guys too. The cover is done, but I'm not gonna. You guys are gonna love the cover, from what people told me. But I'm not gonna release the cover until I have a set release date, which I'm still aiming for December. So that's the book update. As for the skits are also something that I really love doing. It's not something that I could have predicted, you know what I mean? And as much as I know you guys leave really nice comments and you guys really express how much they mean to you too, I had to stop reading comments because as someone who's writing a story every single day, I don't want anything to distract me from that. You know, I always want to tell the story that I want to tell, whether people like it or not. You know what I mean? I don't ever do anything where it's like, well, they're gonna love this, or well, they're gonna hate this. I do it again because something pops into my head and it either makes me laugh, it makes me mad, or you fill in the blank. I also work in phases. For example, Melissa's pregnancy. It didn't necessarily start with, oh, I want to make Melissa pregnant. It started with the idea of, damn, imagine if like Joey was with Miranda, he loved Miranda, but he had a baby with Melissa and he still wants to be a good father to that baby, but wants to do nothing with Melissa. I know there are dads and moms out there that are in that situation. I couldn't imagine myself in that situation, which is why something like that interests me. And with her pregnancy, I told myself, like, it's got to be a real pregnancy. I want to see every day of that thing. I want to see how a woman like her deals with one. And I want to see how Miranda can be strong enough to watch a woman be ungrateful in her pregnancy when Miranda, all she wanted was a baby. She wanted her high risk issues to go away. And it's also cathartic for me because there were times I wanted to curse out the sonogram text because you get a lot of rude sonogram texts whether you're high risk or not. My wife was in tears some days. So to play Melissa, it's fun for me. It's cathartic for me in a way. As terrible as that may sound. Sometimes I do see some comments, and I think some people think there's like an ending. Like people want to see something happen, and then it's kind of like, okay, then what? I have too much fun making these skits to think about an ending. But I also know like I was a big fan of The Simpsons and stopped watching them because they just kept going. So I can understand people who are done, you know. But to the supporters, I appreciate you. I'll end by saying this. As silly as it may sound, throughout my day, I'm thinking of these characters. I'm thinking of new characters. I'm working on that book, and some days I'm feeling my heart race when I'm writing a scene, or I'm laughing, or I'm shedding a tear. When I film the skits, I'll turn the camera off and I'll be like, I'll feel like this sense of, I can't even explain what it is. The other day, Melissa's glasses broke, and I got upset about that because, like, I've had those glasses for months, you know? They've been this iconic part of my life. And then I ordered new glasses, and I was, like, so excited to get them. And then there'll also be some skits that were taken, like, bits and pieces from my life where I'll finish filming and I'll be, like, emotional about it. Like anytime I film a video about the glucose test, I think about my wife taking the glucose test and it brings me back. So when I see people leaving a comment like, I'm so invested in this, or when I would used to see comments like, I love this and I come back every day to watch, I don't let myself get too hype about it, but I'm also like, oh good, I'm glad all of my craziness makes someone else happy. But when I would used to see comments like, oh, this is going on too long, or they need to do this, or this character needs to go away, or hey, that skit didn't do well, maybe you should just stop, dude. No one's really asking you to watch my skits, you know what I mean? I honestly never intend for people to come back every day, 3 times a day. Like I said with the Simpsons analogy, I love The Simpsons, okay? That was my childhood show. But at some point, it just kept going. And it was just so. I just stopped watching. I've done that with a few shows. So I get it. If you hate a character or you hate a storyline, it's okay to not watch. You know what I mean? Because the comments really don't change my direction of the story ever. From the first day that Melissa got pregnant, I told myself that it's going to be a pregnancy because that's what I want to do. That's what I want to explore. I remember moments where people were hating on Melissa months ago, and then, like, while seeing that back in the day, I was thinking, they don't know that like eventually she's gonna get like beat up and or whatever. But what can I do? You know, I can't rush it. I can't spoil things. I just have to understand that some people aren't gonna wait for things to happen and some people are. Y'all get what I'm saying? I again don't really look at this as a story, even though I call it a story sometimes. I look at it more as we're watching characters' lives unfold day in and day out. And when things happen like Melissa hitting a kid, some people can't relate to that, but I know people in my life that can. And that's what the videos are for. Does that make sense?